Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video, I want to make a trade on Apple. I'm actually going to open up a live trade and tell you exactly why I'm doing it. I'm also going to explain my portfolio right here, which is my second portfolio. It's a very long-term portfolio, but I'm going to make a risk right now and I'm going to go pretty hard here, okay? So first of all, on OptionsFi, I've noticed that when I go to the sell put strategy, Apple is being recommended here at a sell put for 162.5, and that is going to capture in earnings. This expiration day right here is for November 10th. For November 10th captures in earnings, and specifically this portfolio right here already has some Apple, but I'm going to open up some more right now. I'm not really concerned with some of my positions that are at a loss. This is a very long-term portfolio. I have positions that are expiring out until June. Some are in November, and just in general, I think Apple is going to have a really interesting earnings event. It's happening ASAP on November 1st. Apple announces a new M3 chip and cuts the price of the entry-level MacBook Pro. Obviously, that's going to be a big deal. I think more people will switch over to MacBooks, and then just in general, the news is really interesting here. So China puts the world's biggest Apple supplier. I think overall, Apple is one of the most interesting companies. I've been doing quite a bit of research here. Actually, if I go to Yahoo Finance, I'll show you what I really like about Apple. Specifically, their valuation is very, very fair. And overall, this is actually a Warren Buffett favorite stock. He has no incentive of, selling any programs. He doesn't have an incentive like a hedge fund to put your money in different things to look good. Warren Buffett is just trying to get the most results. And Apple being down 1% under 170, I have quite a bit at Apple, to be honest with you. In Robinhood, I think it's about 60% of my portfolio in Apple. Now I'll just kind of be transparent here. Let's go through everything because I kind of forget exactly how much. So let me just show you how much Apple I have and just I'm putting my money where my mouth is, okay? A lot of people here, oh, this stock is good, that stock is good. Like, guys, I have millions of dollars in Apple. Let me take a look right now. Apple is 50% of my portfolio. I have $589,000 invested in Apple stock right now. I have some more sell put options, which are actually in the money. So I'm actually making a really big bet right now. Like a really, really big bet. Like, look, 170 put right here. OptionsFi is recommending the 162.5. And now in my TD Ameritrade account, you can see that my Apple position, I have 165 out to June. I'm down on it, but I will show you what I want to do right now, which is I will go a little bit shorter term on Apple. I'm going to go for also 165, okay? It's going to be a little bit somewhat aggressive, and it's going to be a lot of premium. And by the way, the valuation I was talking about is the PE ratio is pretty decent at 26 for a, quickly growing tech company. I mean, it's not as quickly growing as it used to be, but Apple, one of the best brand names in the world, We all probably, most of us have an Apple iPhone. So let me go to TD Ameritrade. As you can see here, I have 25 contracts. By the way, this portfolio has a lot of margin, a lot of margin. I mean, a lot. I have 1.5 mil in SPY, and then the rest here are all like margin plays. I have an Apple in June 21st. So what I think I'm going to do is 25 contracts here. That's going to be about $400,000. It's about 400K. In fact, it's probably $412,500 exposure. So I'm going to increase this a little bit. I'm also going to add a position that's going to expire pretty soon here. By the way, my SPY short call here is doing well. I'm also short on Hershey's, by the way. Hershey's is a play that I'm short on. I've done pretty well there. $2,000, not bad. So yeah, let me go ahead and go to Apple. You may not be able to see the option chain because I'm using a software where you can only see one screen. So bear with me if that is the case. So if I go to option chain, actually I can show it to you on Robinhood and I can actually execute it on TD Ameritrade. So I'm just going to go to Trade Apple Options, and then before I execute this, I'm going to execute this on the other screen. I'm going to show you proof as well. I like to show my receipts. If I go to November 10, okay, that's going to be on the 10th. That's what OptionsFi was recommending. Again, the 165, wow, it's going for a lot. So the delta is pretty high, right? Implied volatility is like almost double from what I usually see it. Now this is, I don't know, a pretty good thing. This basically is just saying that the stock is more likely to have a decent move. I mean, 40% doesn't mean it's going to move 40%. It's just an implied volatility of 40%. Surprisingly, the volume is really low today. I mean, the market did just open, so I'm making a market trade right now. By the way, if you want all my live trades, it's in my Discord community. That's where I buy and sell everything. I post it immediately as I do it. Here, there's a little bit of delay because I have to edit the video. So that is the first link in the description. Now, what I think I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to go down to 162.5, and I think this is perfectly fine. The premium difference is not that much, and the delta is still 30, so that's perfectly fine with me. So 162.5, I'm going to go to the option chain right here. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. I actually believe you cannot. So just bear with me for 1 second. I'm going to show you why I'm going to execute the 162.5. Now you can see it on my screen. Okay, cool. Yes, now you can see it. So sell to open. I will go ahead and do 10 contracts here. So 10 contracts is about 162,500, 162,500. So I'm gonna go for a market order. Guys, remember, like you can go for limit orders and you can put in a price, but when you're trading a liquid stock, as you can see, the bid is 216 and ask is 219 at the moment. It doesn't really matter. So I just go for a market. That way I save time. So I'm gonna go to review. Okay, so as you can see, I'm going to collect $2,021.70, okay, and then I'm going to have to pay a commission of $6.50. One of the downsides here of using a different brokerage account other than Robinhood, but it is fine. It's not a huge deal. I'm going to go ahead and place the order here. Okay, and I got filled. All right, so here I just got filled. So I collected, probably have to go into my history here. Let's go into my history transactions. Okay, you guys can actually look through, see how much money I've made so far. So as you can see, like I share everything. I love being a coach. I love being a mentor. I have nothing to hide. Yes, I make money as a coach, but I mainly love doing it. I didn't do it for the money. It's just a byproduct of how much, you know, what I like to do as my passion. If I go to 2023, today's my birthday, by the way, October 31st. So let's go to view. That's why I made 2 videos today. You guys should check out both. 2023, boom, boom, boom. Okay, cool. So I did add some money to the portfolio. I had JP Morgan, SPY, Apple, Meta, Microsoft. But where's the trade from today? If I go to 1 day, let's see what we got going on here. Apple, there it is. There is the Apple right there. Apple sold 10 contracts, 21.73, $6.50, you know, fee. Also, Robinhood started charging fees. That is not ideal, of course, but it's not huge. It's only 3 cents per option contract. It's not too bad. So yeah, I've been basically doing really, really well in this portfolio. I started to diversify into different brokerage accounts because I'm just scared to have all my money in one. Obviously, that can be kind of dangerous. So started to invest into TD Ameritrade. I've actually done really well as well. A little bit with buying strategies, to be honest, and also using tons of margin. Now, that's not the safest thing. So like even students in my Discord community, I still work with them for 6 months before we start using margin because it can be really tricky, especially like what I'm doing here, like on NVIDIA. It's a naked call. And again, NVIDIA, this is another naked call. Now, naked call means that I'm not covered. So if NVIDIA goes through the roof and goes past 750 or even 650, I'm going to start losing quite a bit of money, dollar for dollar, without having any shares covering me. So this is, you know, fairly risky, but at the same time, I feel really, really comfortable in this portfolio. This portfolio has done very well. Let me actually show you the performance of it. If I go to my balance history and I go to, let's go to year to date. Yeah, so year to date. So I've added some money here. I've added actually quite a bit of money, but also it's just been really good performance overall. Like really, really good performance. It's hard to say exactly how much because I did add some money across different time periods. I'm actually adding money monthly. So just like I recommend that you guys do this as well. I mean, option trading is a function of, yeah, growing your portfolio, but also adding more money into it. Pretty obvious, right? You have to do both. So basically I did add about $1 million here, but I've also had an extremely good gain, probably around 600K or so. Yeah, this year has been very good. So in TD Ameritrade, it's like whatever, 600K or so. It's hard to track, right? And year to date, I think I actually may have lost money here in Robinhood. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, I just I know I make so much trading that I don't even keep track because I'm not a really big spender. I spend maybe like $10,000 a month, so even this alone is like double of what I spend. But okay, no, never mind. So I'm at probably 800 something thousand in gains. So yeah, it's been a really good year actually, despite the market having a lot of volatility. If you're not getting consistent results, you really need to pay attention to what is dragging you down. For most people, that's buying options. For most people, buying calls, you know, buying puts, or just getting too aggressive with credit spreads, getting too aggressive with debit spreads, iron condors. You know, if you truly just keep it really simple, you can have really, really good results. Like for me and my TD Ameritrade account, I have been doing, let's go to positions again. I have been doing really simple strategies like covered calls. I've been selling tons of puts on margin, like tons and tons of puts on margin. They keep expiring. So I just had a huge bulk of them expire like last week. And now you see I have a whole bunch expiring November 17th. So as you can see, Tesla have short calls. These are naked calls. So I'm actually able to squeeze out a lot of money. I am more risky in this portfolio. This is not a style that I really want to teach on YouTube because, you know, I get blamed a lot. There's a lot of comments, I lost money, etc. And it's just not fair, you know, in a YouTube video for me to, you know, really go over the more risky stuff. It just doesn't make sense. People copy it, they lose money. A, I don't want to be a blame, and B, I don't want to do people a disservice because there's far too many beginners that, you know, they think they can just get everything off YouTube. But it's a little bit more tricky than that. You really need to understand this stuff on a deep level. YouTube videos are helpful, but not to toot my own horn, but, you know, coaching is also important because you get a shortcut. And this stuff did take me a very long time. My first 3 years were not profitable. Like I did not make money my first 3 years. Keep in mind, I'm a fairly smart guy that went to college, studied finance, worked on Wall Street, and I still did not get really good results my first 3 years. So when like gurus on internet tell you like, oh, like copy this formula and join this program, it's like, A, those guys are just selling a program. B, there is really no shortcut to success. You still have to put in the work. You still have to understand this stuff. Yes, I post trades where people can just copy, but still it's much better when you understand what to do, how to roll, how to close a position, how to manage a position, how to have a positive mindset. I mean, there's quite a lot here, right? So anyways, just want you to be aware of that, put in the work, because this is literally so worth it. And Apple stock, I just sold the put, but if you have a small portfolio, you can also buy call options. So one of the research studies that I saw at Goldman Sachs was when you are buying call options 3 to 5 days before earnings, and I have that somewhere on my channel, that is actually a really positive outcome. Like it typically on average gives you 105% return. So like you can literally double your money by buying calls before earnings. Of course, you still have to pick the right stocks. So I don't remember that research study exactly how if it was over a quarter or several earnings quarters, but there is some proof out there. Again, there's a lot of studies that can be cherry picked. Some people can say, the keto diet's good, the vegan diet's good, the all meat, it doesn't, right? There's a lot of things out there and everyone's different. And that's the same thing with stocks. Just because a stock performs really well, like Tesla, it can shift momentum and boom, all of a sudden you have multiple quarters that are down. So you need to be aware and really understand what you're investing in, okay? That's what I really encourage you to do. It's not the strategy that you use, it's the understanding of the underlying stock, because you're using options to bet on the stock. Anyways, that'll be it for this video. Thanks so much, and I'll catch you in the next one.